Good viewers, I am glad you are joining us. We are in Hato Chaparrito in the municipality of Paz de Araporo, Casanare, Colombia. We are here in this herd talking about all the summer work. In these data in the summer season we do most of the work, because it is when you can achieve different jobs at less cost. In the summer season the fences are stopped, the existing fences are cleaned, the land is prepared to plant food in times of rain. Horses are also worked. The mares here are still working in tide 30 to 40 mares per horse. I am the person who lives here and I am in charge of all the work. I am in charge of all the work with the cattle. The calves during the summer season when the calves are born. I have to keep a close eye on the calves to make sure they are covered, that they don't get lost, that there are bad births and so on. I have to make sure that they don't get lost, that suddenly there are bad calvings and so on and so forth. I move from one herd to another to make sure that all things are well here, and then to Amparo, that all the boys are working well there and that the work of fences and cutting firewood is done. The hours that we are used to here in the plains are about 4 in the morning when we get up. We drink red wine and we organize ourselves with the young workers. Some go to get up early to water the cattle so that the cattle are not watered and are together. Also some go to turn the wells because in summer the water is reduced. The llaneros die and we have to take them out so that they do not damage the water. Another thing that we also do here in the herds is in the morning before the breeze blows, we turn the windmills that are working so that they will not fail during the day when the breeze blows. So this is done in the morning. We go to maintain them, grease them, turn them over, and there are some other cowboys that move them if there are sick or skinny bulls or cows, and we move them to the protein banks that we have so that they can recover. In the summer, we have to herd the cattle to the water points that we manage to make for them. Here in the herd we manage to make the water points with windmills, with some plastic tanks. We find the water at a depth of 4 or 5 meters. It is very close. So today we work with these water points, with these windmills plus other wells that we put in the pipes. We make some covers with bulldozers, forming some pools so that the water lasts longer in the summer and does not drain so fast. So we have to herd the cattle to these water points so that the cattle do not die of thirst. In summertime, the cattle suffer extreme weight losses. They easily lose 100 or 150 kilos of weight during these 3 months of summer. The year begins with January. January is a very strong summer month for us, and there begins the suffering of us llaneros in our Casanarinas sheets. The summer begins in January, February and March, which are very hard times, where we take advantage to do all our work in firm, dry, to make our fences, because when we bury the wood, the soil is harder to open the hole, but we press it. We bury it and the fences are firmer. We clean the fences, We clean the pastures, because in this summer season is when it is less expensive to do them and the work is more profitable, also because of the access roads. During the winter season we do not have roads and we have to do everything by horse or tractor, so it is going to be more difficult than what we want to fix in the winter. We are going to damage it more than what we fix. Besides, during the summer we also have to be aware of these ravines that are drying up because where there was water, it is soft and the cattle can be buried and die. So to avoid so many casualties during the summer, all the workers are in charge of turning over the cattle morning, afternoon to avoid so many casualties during the summer, which lasts the months of January, February and March, which is the strongest time of the summer here in Casanare. The best months start in April when Easter week begins. The rains begin to fall. The regrowth begins to come and the food is very good and lasts the months of April, May and June until when the sheets are flooded in July, August and September. When the sheets become very flooded the food is very low because the trampling of the cattle, the savanna banks, damages the savanna and forms a slum. In the months of October and November when the savanna starts to dry, the food starts to become a little bit regular to improve a little bit from the winter, but it is a middle term in the feeding when the food starts to dry, the food increases but also the plague, the mosquito increases because the savannas start to dry, so there starts a very difficult stage for the cattle. The tick starts to reproduce, and in the month of December, it is a month like balanced. There are a lot of ticks, and in the month of November there are a lot of ticks. Is a month like a balanced month. There are a lot of ticks, but there is a very good feeding because what was going to be taken out has already dried and there are rain showers every 8 or 10 days. So it is maintained as stable and balanced. This is more or less the feeding behavior of the natural savanna. That the natural pasture here in the Casanarina savanna is the guaratara, and in the winter in the esteros, the lambing grass. This is a stable and we use these scribbles to store the rope. That here we call paralesh. Now later I will show you how a fence is paralia and how is the order to close it. To open it, these are the paralesh and we store them after the cattle work. We collect them from the corral and we raise them here in these scribbles so that the water and the sun do not damage them. Here when it is working season they are raised here, and when it is time to use them they are lowered from here, and then when the working season is over, they come back and are raised. Here we have a curio fence which is of curiosity. This is the key of the fence, and this is the eye of the cattle, and we have the tail, which is a single fence. It has the eye of the animal and the tail. That is of curiosity that we do here, and we keep them there so that they want to look at it. Then when this is done so that it is not in the way, it is lifted again. And that is the storage of the paralesh. Here we also have the drinking vessel. Here this is an old pylon, so we have it for drinking. This is to draw water, and this vessel is made of clay, and here it says the water is stored and the clay vessel keeps the water fresh. That is what this vessel is for. I also wanted to explain what the rejos are most used for. First we have what we call the cabresto here in the plains, that is used as a treader for the horses. Then this is the cabresto. It is made of horsehair or sow's mane. Also here we have the eye cover, which is made of leather, and this is made of the mane of the beast. It is called the baler. This is the baler. Then we have the cabresto and the baler and the muzzle. The muzzle is also made of leather. Then we have the horse tack with this. The horses are tamed here in the plains. This is the complete tack. We also have here the suelta. This piece of rejo from here to here is called the field. The field of the suelta, plus these rings that are attached to the animal's foot, leg or hand. This is placed here so that the animal can donate itself and the cowboy can catch it easier. This is the loose. Here goes the animal's hand. And also here we have the catra, that I will tell you later how it is used. This part of the catra is called the male and this part is called the female. So this is how it is completed, and this is also in rejo. I will tell you later how to use the catra. I wanted to tell you about the corral made of wood. These corrals used to be made this way in the old days, because the first thing is that this wood was worth quite a lot. A wood that lasts 60 years. It was fenced in this way so that the cattle would not get out, and also the other thing was that it was difficult to attract wire. So that is why this was used. I also wanted to comment on the operation of this tree. This is also a stick that I was showing you in the same way as the stick I was showing you from the corral. This is called here a bottling. The bottling is to reduce the cow. To kill in the work of the plains, or when there are a lot of people in the herd, then here it is cut in the afternoon to kill the animal in the early morning for consumption. And this stick that we see here, we call it here the bone chopper. It is used to chop the bones of the animal that is killed. For that an old axe is used. Then this set is called the bone chopper. The bone chopper axe and the cow chopping stick, which is a yellow flowering stick. Well, I wanted to tell you about the function of this stick. This stick is also made of yellow flour. It is 60 years old, it is buried there. This is what the rejos of the stallions of the beasts are made here. Then the horses are tied here when they are going to be tamed to tame them. They are taken out of the corral, brought here and pulled with some hides to frighten the horse so that it pulls, and finally they are tamed, and after the horse understands that it is dominated by the man, then I know if it is mounted. Well, now we are going to explain about the closing of the gate. These fences that are the paralesh. The custom of the plains is that the first fence is closed. The top one, to open it we start from the bottom up. This corral is the same as the one I was talking about. This is called majeda. This is a receiving corral where it receives all the worked cattle. This is a corral where the gate is closed. But now we are going to put up the paralesh. The paralesh are these gates. As the cattle sleep in this pen, it is used so that they cannot open. They cannot run the gates and get out. This is how the rejos are secured. Then they are tied to this here. Turn around and tighten. There it is, well secured. This is a firewood job. The firewood job is 1 man span wide by 1 man span high. This is oil wood. It is cut in the summer season for the winter in the herds. So I also wanted to show you that they are cut and framed, and this would be called a task. And we have already shown you here a boy who is going to help us with the splitting of firewood, which is something else. The firewood is split to be used in the kitchen. At the end of the winter, which are the months of October and November, we have to be preparing the food, the reserve for the summer, and the drink, the water. We will have to have water points for the cattle in different places so that they can easily find water, because in the summer season it is scarce. How to prepare the water points. We make covers in the gullies. We take the drains. we maintain the windmills, and in the previous summer we have shown where we have to put new windmills. Then we make a deep well that goes 5 or 6 meters deep that captures the water, and we prepare everything for the hard summer season, so that we do not have too many deaths. In all these 65 years we have managed to protect the fauna and flora. We are proud to see tips of 20 and 30 white-tailed deer, to see herds of chigiro or 70 or 80 chigiros. We have been creating water reservoirs for these animals in the summer season to achieve sustainability and mortality drops to a minimum percentage. In these herds the Humboldt Institute and the National University of Colombia have made studies of different animals such as the white-tailed deer, the chigiros, the lapa, the cachacamo, the babila. This is our land, it is wild. They have been here for many years before us. On the subject of birds there are different kinds, different varieties. We the llaneros are lovers of our animals and we have lived peacefully with them. I believe that here there is no species in danger of extinction. Because we have taken care of them in our herds on the plains, we have lived peacefully with them and we have made a harmonious living between humans, between their livestock business and between the wildlife that is of our region, which we are very proud to be taking care of, and this forms a very beautiful landscape. We invite all viewers to come and visit us, to come and see our plain, which is a sea of green, a very beautiful landscape, where we can enjoy a peace and tranquility that I know you will not find anywhere else in the world. We are waiting for you here.